WNBA power rankings through weeks 5 and 6, and somehow the Connecticut Sun still at the bottom with a record of 3-19. One of the problems on this team, I think, is the disconnect with the coach. It's a lot of young players in that locker room, and I'ma just be quite frank, he don't speak good English. They're gonna have to get him some assistant coaches that can translate his messages, because clearly they not playing well. But one thing I have noticed the past couple weeks watching this team is this is about to be Sanaya Rivers' team. Outside of the legend, Tina Charles, she looked like she the most talented person out there. And that's on both ends of the floor. Another rookie with a good floor game, Paige Beckers. A lot of people might not see it because the team is still 6-17, but in the last 11 games, this Dallas Wings team is 5-6. And one of those losses was to the Washington Mystics in overtime, so that game could have went either way. We looking at pretty much a 500 team right now. Let me also say this, they are currently on a 4-game losing streak, and they are without Dejanay Carrington, Maddie Seagrass, and Ty Harris, so they might not be looking too good for the rest of the season. Now let's talk about the Chicago Sky, who out there looking like some unseasoned chicken. This team is dry, unappetizing. You smell that? That's the Chicago Sky locker room. That's a smell that showers and deodorant will not fix. You can spray as much perfume on it, put as much lip gloss on it as you want, but it ain't cute. And I'm happy y'all got to see what this team looked like without Angel Reese. People been telling me for so long that her impact on the game was minimal at best, but the first game without her, they lose by damn near 40. By her missing this game, she just made herself an MVP candidate. Not this year, but definitely in the future. You can see her value to a team without her being out there. But some other players who showing their value or lack thereof is those girls in LA. Only 8-14 with 2 All-Stars and Kelsey Plum, De'Erica Hamby, a great young player supposedly, and Rakia Jackson, and that's all y'all can muster up is 8 wins? And let's not forget about Azurá Stevens, she a really good player as well. And you see her, Cam Brink, she the one. They need her, they miss her, we miss her. I'ma show her every week until she get back on that court, and when she get back on that court, I'ma show her some more. Now a team that's really come back down to earth, the Golden State Valkyries. Right now they only 10-12, and they had such a great start to the season, but I think with so many games they've played, the scouting report is out, and teams is locking in on that now. In their last 6 games, the Valkyries are 1-5, and the one win came against the fighting Caitlin Clark's, the Indiana Fever. And I said this earlier in the year, when we get into the thick of things and teams really start needing those wins, the Valkyries is going to be somebody who they feast on. Hence the 1-5 in the last 6 games. Another team that ain't sneaking up on nobody no more, the Washington Mystics. Right now they got a record of 11-11, 3-3 in their last 6 games. Now there was some rumors in the last couple weeks about Aaliyah Edwards possibly getting traded, but seems like they're not gonna move her right now, so we'll have to wait until the offseason to see if something happened with that. But Shakira Austin is playing on another level right now. I can see what you seeing now, coach. There's no way you can pull her out the lineup when she in this kind of zone. And another player who's been in some kind of zone, A'ja Wilson. So let's talk about the 11-11 Las Vegas Aces. More specifically, A'ja Wilson. In her last 2 games, respectively, she done dropped 37-10 and 34-16. Everybody been saying Fee is a lock for MVP, but A'ja Wilson gonna give her a run for her money in this second half of the season. If the Aces can rip off a few games straight and get back into that top 3 or 4 teams, if any of those other teams have any slippage, then she gonna have a strong case for MVP. But now let's talk about the 12-11 Indiana Fever with a future MVP, Caitlin Clark. And I'm gonna need all y'all Unreal fans to please stop hating on this girl. No, this team is not better without her. I don't care how many games they win without her in their lineup. They not going nowhere without her. And I don't want to hear nothing about her faking an injury because she playing bad and shooting bad from 3. That girl is hurt. You can clearly see that she's hurt when she out in the court. I done seen her do half spins and all kind of dribble moves to get to the rim, but she can't really extend like she used to. Once she get back healthy, she gonna be back to doing them step back threes, and everybody gonna be angry at her again for another reason. And I ain't even a Fever fan, but I love me some Caitlin Clark, so I gotta say that. After having such a great start to the season, they 3-5 in their last 8 games. And that's kind of how I expected them to play. They just really ran through that yellow tape real fast early in the season. I think they're going to give somebody a real fit in the playoffs, because that's where Brittany Griner really shows up. And they got Ryan Howard. She can deliver the big one. Another player who's been known to deliver the big one, Neko Ogumike. The 14-9 Seattle Storm are 5-3 in their last 8 games. I mean, Noah Quinn has been a player on this team and has been coaching this team for a long time. This is the second year of Sky and NECA, and it's time for them to make some noise in the playoffs. They went out in the first round last year. If that happened again, I don't see the coach coming back, I don't see NECA coming back, and Sky might just force her way out. Last year, they had to go against the Aces in the playoffs. This year, it could be the Dream, it could be the Fever, but either way, I like their chances. Another team with pretty good odds, the Phoenix Mercury. And I ain't talking about no odds just to win a playoff series. I'm talking about they got odds to win a championship. If they can get all 3 players healthy, Kai, AT, and Satu, then they gonna be pretty difficult to stop for any team outside of a healthy New York. Right now, I would pick the Phoenix Mercury to win a championship. If all those 3 players play how they supposed to play at the top of their levels, I don't think there's no team that can beat them. In my opinion, it's going to be a huge disappointment if all 3 of those players are healthy and they don't at least make it to the WNBA Finals. Now, this 15-6 New York Liberty team starting to play like they want to get back into the WNBA Finals. They 4-1 in their last 5 games. Breanna Stewart also got 3 monster double-doubles during that 5-game stretch. Natasha Cloud got 2 20-point games during that stretch. Sabrina Ionescu also with 3 games over 20 plus during that stretch. And one thing this team didn't have last year is Maureen Johannes. We all seen unicorns, but that girl is a sorceress. Maureen Magic Johannes. She gonna be tough to deal with come playoff time. Now the top team, the Minnesota Lynx, first team to reach 20 wins. They far out ahead of the pack. Even though they've been playing this good all year, it's still something about this team that I just can't quite grasp. The last 4 WNBA champions all were from the number 1 seed. The last team that won a championship that wasn't the number 1 seed was the Chicago Sky, and they was only 16-16, which really speaks to how unreal it was what Candace Parker and Kalia Copper did that year. So if history goes as it's been going, the Minnesota Lynx will win the WNBA championship, but I think it's going to be a team in there that's going to shake something up.